day and welcome to the channel. In this short video, we are going to explain how to use a group policy or how to create a group policy object, a GPO, to copy a file from somewhere on your network to a user's computer. This is a follow-up to the video we have explaining how to create shortcuts on your desktop, and I'll put a link in the top right-hand corner. So you can just click up there if you're interested in that, but this will show you how to actually copy a file, not just create a shortcut. So in this case, I want to do something fairly advanced. There's a file called shell32.dll, which you don't have to know about, but every Windows computer has it. And inside of that is a whole pile of icons, and I want to be able to see what those icons are. So that's a pretty obscure piece of software, and fortunately, it's just a standalone executable. It doesn't install; it just runs. So if I wanted to push that out to other computers, I could just use a GPO really easily to copy this file. Also, I'm going to show you how to copy just a simple text file. So say you had like a help document or something. So let's do that. So let's go off to our domain controller, and we'll bring up group policy management, and we will go into our domain, and we will create a new group policy object. And we'll call this one copy files. So nice and simple. Actually, I'm going to call it demo just for me. Okay, now let's right click on that and select edit. And this is really easy, by the way. So you probably want to do this as a user, but you can do it at the computer level. In my case, because I'm going to filter this, and we'll show you how to do that, because we're going to be able to filter this down to the individuals, we're going to do it at the user level. But again, feel free to do it at the computer level if you wish to. So let's go into user configuration, and then preferences and window settings and files. Clever placement, huh? And then just right click and select new, and then file. And the first thing you see is this action. So what do you want to do? Update, create, replace, or delete. So delete's kind of self-explanatory, but create and replace, they're a bit confusing. So what the difference here is, create only copies the file if the file doesn't already exist. The GPO will be applied over and over and over and over and over again in the future, but you'll have no network traffic if the file already exists, or for some other reason the file already is on that location. Replace actually replaces it. So let's go to, I'll just use create in this case. Now the biggest problem is you've got to get that file that you're looking to copy. You've got to get it to a location on the network that everybody can see. Where might that be? Well, there's a bunch of places if you have a network share, but in my little demo, I don't. Now, I could create a share, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to use the sysvol. And for those of you who don't know, that's the system volume, and that is where all the Active Directory stuff gets replicated. So it makes it efficient throughout the domain. So if you've got people overseas, it just makes it so much better. You replicate it once and it's done. Okay, so enough of that. Let's just show you where that is. So in my case, I want to copy this file and this how to eat cheese file. These are the two files I'm going to demonstrate. So I'm just going to copy those. So right click, copy. And now I need to go to C, Windows, sysvol, the domain, and I'll put it in scripts, and I'll paste it here, paste them here. So let's move this over. Now the source files. So let's go here, and we'll go to our tech.ca. It's not .ca in this case, it's .local. That's right. .local/sysvol and local and scripts. And now, let's just click open here. I'm going to copy, let's get this executable file that I want, this little program I want to deploy. I want that to go first. And the destination, well, there's a bunch of places you could put it. You can put it on the desktop, you can put it anywhere you want, but I actually want to put it into program data. And if I want to do that, I can simply do %program data, and using the variable, you don't have to, you can use C, program data, so on and so forth, but I'm going to do that because it's possible that somebody has moved program data. So I'll just call this icon. I'll just call it icon.exe. It doesn't make any difference what you call it. And before you click OK, take a look at common. because you may want to select remove this when the GPO is no longer applied. It'll actually get rid of it. And you can see, well, in that case, we have to change it to the replace mode. And I'll click OK to show you what that does. It just flips over here and changes it to replace. I actually don't want that, so I'll change it back to create. And if you wanted it to go to a specific user's desktop, for instance, you would run in logged in user security context. Okay, but I don't want to do that, so I'm going to turn that off. I want to keep this in my my user's in program data. I don't want it to be stored on the user's desktop. So let's click OK on that. And now the problem is you've got a GPO, but it's not applied to anything. So let's apply it to well, let's apply it to all of the. We could filter this by applying things just to domain controllers or specific computers or an OU. But in our case, let's just apply it to everything to make this simple. So I'll link an existing GPO, copy files demo, click OK, there it is. And now what I've got to do is bring up a command window. PowerShell works fine too. Now I could reboot or log off, that'd be the same result, but GP update is just faster, so let's do that. Let's go take a look at our C program data. There it is, it just got created, look at that. Pretty nice, huh? And if I run the GP update again, nothing will happen. Why? Because I've used create, and create only puts it in if there's not already a file by the same name. And that's a good point, actually, by the way. It's based on file name. It's not based on the actual program. So let's get rid of this, delete it. And so say somebody dumps it, and the GPO will apply again, and bingo, there it is. It just shows up. Let's do that again with my little text document. So I'll put new file, and I'll change this to create. And I'm going to find that how to eat cheese text file. And that I do want to put on the desktop. So I'll click on how to eat cheese, click open, and I'm going to click this run in logged on users context. There it is. So this will go to me, and I don't want the destination to go there. I want it to go to there. I want it to go to whatever the user profile is onto the desktop, how to eat cheese.txt. That's what I want. Click OK. And let's do GP update again. There it is. There's my how to eat cheese file, right? Just created it. You bite it. Just to prove the point, I'll do this one more time. I'll go over to a PC that I've got. I could log off and log in, but it's faster just to do an update here. So I'll do GP update /force. And while we're waiting for that, let's go to, well, there's the how to eat cheese that already got done. So we didn't get there fast enough. Programmed, right. View, show, hidden items, program data, and there's my icon.exe. By the way, this is a dandy little program. What it does is it explains, well, it demonstrates all of the icons that are loaded into a program. So I can go to view here, and let's go to small icons so I can see the numbers. Yeah, so some of these icons will look familiar to you. These are all the system icons. There's your printer icon. Yeah. Anyway, not important for the purpose of this conversation, but just so you know what that program is. It's the icon extractor from Nearsoft. Anyway, not important. Let's get rid of that. And hey, if you found this useful, please click like. Subscribe is also appreciated. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And if we don't get back to you, somebody else will, because YouTube, somebody else does. And you can always get a hold of us directly at www.urtech.ca. That's www.urtech.ca. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye-bye.